Every day was a struggle before Thrive, to be honest. There was a lot of like intrusive thoughts, a lot of anxiety around everything in life. It wasn't just like what people would perceive as big things. It was just
Okay.
daily life, getting out of bed and going to work, looking after children, and then the intrusive thoughts that I used to have. I didn't know what to do with them. I just thought I was losing my mind a little bit. I'd hear a siren and think they're coming to get me. Like it was like high anxiety, highly functioning.
Yeah.
I'd still go to work. I'd still get up. I'd still do all of the duties that I was supposed to do as a parent and as a wife. However, in my head, I was just on autopilot. And I just thought, I can't live my life like this. And
Okay.
I'd had counselling, CBT, I'd had talking therapy, CBT, medication. All of them were just short term fixes, if you like. They were just a quick, like, I personally think that medication's a placebo. I think you think if I'm taking it, I'm going to feel better. When I used to leave CBT with my little list of writing worries down, I used to think, well, that's not gonna help. Do you know what I mean? I felt more helpless when I left than
Yeah.
when I'd gone in. And then I'd take the full week thinking I don't really want to go to that, but maybe it must help because they're telling us to do this. But
Yeah.
with Thrive, I just knew, and also just you as well, because there's just no bullshit. This is what we're doing, and you do what I say, and I like that side of it as well. Like, and there was many times where we'd be voice noting and you'd be sending me videos telling me off, like, we're not doing this fair, we're not deviating, this is what we're doing, focus. And it was nice to have somebody else to just who knew what they were talking about to just be like, no, Faye, but this is what we're doing. I'd be like, right, okay, sorry, yeah, snap out of it. Because when you go to counselling, you see that person for what, half an hour, you leave and you're like, well, I've got so many more questions and what if this and what if that? Whereas with you, you were like, Faye, this is what we're doing. Stick to what we're doing. Stop looking at everything else. Don't focus on your symptoms. And I was very symptom focused. Why do I feel like this? This is uncomfortable. I don't want to feel like this. And that kind of that whole virtuous cycle that you get into.
And the emotions and the like a rabbit in headlights sometimes. So I sort of felt like my first job as a coach for you, if you were going to benefit from Thrive, was actually to get your baseline stress levels and get you to have some sort of calmness.
It worked perfectly for me because I think that's what worked for me. It's indicative of somebody who's just going to go and do what they want anyway. Whereas you were like, no, this is what we're doing. Stick to what we're doing. Stop trying to get ahead of yourself. And you need somebody to ground you sometimes.
The one thing, Faye, that I really liked about you, though, that I remember very, very clearly from the first day we spoke, you really wanted it.
Yeah,
And now that's a massive thing.
yeah,
You really wanted it and you were
yeah. I
willing.
would have done anything if you'd have told me to
Yeah.
go and bring you 25 pints of milk all the way from England. I'd have brought you it because I just wanted you to help me.
Yeah. If you compare your experience of, the Thrive program in terms of the education and the actions and skills you learned, etc. If you compare that to the other things you tried,
Mm.
there was a massive difference in that than anything you tried previously.
100%, yeah, it was a massive difference. So, if someone tells you to write your worries down on a piece of paper throughout the day and visit them in a half an hour slot, it's not really helpful. To me, it didn't work for me. It might work for some people temporarily, don't know, but it didn't work for me because for somebody who worried constantly from the minute they opened their eyes, that was never going to work for me. But why did I worry? She didn't tell me why I worried. She told me, when you worry, do this.
Yeah, it's
Or
all
when you worry, do that. But there was no, well, why am I worrying all the time? There's no root cause of why I'm worrying. I'm just worrying. I don't know what's wrong with my mind. And that is one major thing that I learned with the Thrive program is that actually it's not that difficult.
yeah.
Mental health's not that difficult to understand.
When you finished the program in 2020, what was the differences in Faye when you finished the course than say Faye that you've described earlier on there?
Just a completely unrecognizable person, to be honest. And everybody around me said the same. And before Thrive, I wouldn't have gone and done anything out of my comfort zone. I would have been like, well, I can't do that. And I can't go there. And I was a better person, a better mother, better wife, a better everything. It was just a revelation. Everything just clicks. It's all effort based. And I remember sitting with my notebook every night It would be sometimes it would be for like 3 hours. Sometimes it would only be for like half an hour. But
Okay.
every night I put the effort in, and it was the results are staggering, really, out there. Let's be honest, because I mean I went on holiday last month on my own with the kids. I would never ever have done that ever. You know a lot of my personal life and what's happened in these last 5 years.
Yeah.
There's been a lot gone
Been
on.
challenging, yeah.
I
Mm.
think I remember having a conversation about you with you as well about um the whole, like, I remember, I hope this doesn't upset anyone, but I'd had a thought about wanting to drive my car off a bridge,
Yeah.
and that played on my mind for months and months, and that was one of the main reasons that I actually reached out even more. Whereas if I had that thought now, I'd be like, yeah, of course you do. Like, and it would be gone.
Yeah.
But that back then it was like, oh my God, why am I thinking like that?
Clearly, you're going to have ups and downs, Faye, but you said the program's life-changing, so clearly, to a large extent, you have continued to apply your Thrive program principles and use what you've learned here to a high extent.
Yeah, every day really.
Anybody or everybody watching this has found it quite interesting, but well done for coming on, being so honest about your story.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
no worries.
we'll chat soon, okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you.